Welcome to my page. Welcome to my page. Today we're gonna be starting off with a skin fade, getting this man right, and I'm gonna start off doing the whole thing, balling it out, making sure all the hair is gone. Super easy for you guys to do. Um, Sometimes I'll go in with a trimmer. Sometimes I'll go in with a clipper. It really don't matter. I just go in and get it done. We're gonna set the other side, make sure everything's nice and clean, symmetrical as possible to make it easier for me to give him the best looking fade that I can possibly give this man. This is it right here, man. This is super easy. This is easy work. Now I'll go in with the trimmer, kind of clean it up after what I already did with the clipper. Again, it's not that serious. You can go in with a trimmer, you can go in with a clipper. Sometimes I'll try to preserve my clipper and go in. Sometimes I'll try to preserve my trimmer and go in with the clipper, but it doesn't really matter. You decide how you want to tackle this part. Super easy. It's not a lot to think about. Get the hair off of there, and then I'll go back in with a shaver at some point. Alright guys, this is the perfect time for you guys to figure out how you guys want the fade to look. Visualize it in your head so you're able to compute that to the canvas, and this should be an easy cut. Super easy. Making sure everything's bald, making sure everything's clean before we set in that one guideline, and it'll probably clipper open. Okay, what you guys do to one side, you'll do to the other side. So I'll go in clipper all the way open, set in my first guideline, make sure that's nice and clean. Just trying to keep everything clean so I don't have to double back so much. I don't want to come back and have to do a whole lot of detail work if I don't have to. So we'll make sure we'll set this in, try to get it nice and clean, and then I'll come in and I'll try to pluck this line out. You know me, open half close or close half open to pluck out that line. Start below the line and flick up to the line. That should help you not create another line. And then we'll do the process, bro, until this is completely blended out. After this, I'll let you guys guess, what guard am I going to be using next? Okay, if you guys haven't figured out, it will be a one all the way open. Some people like to go in closed, but I like to go in with a one all the way open. But we'll wait until we get to that point. We're almost there. Just kind of plucking it out. Using my corners a lot to try to prevent a whole lot of detail work. This is how you keep yourself from going back, having to do a whole lot of stuff. I don't want to spend too much time. Maybe 5, maybe 7 minutes on the detail and done at the end of the cut. That's how I cut hair. And it's coming out pretty lovely. Just prepping it to get ready to go in with that 2 guard, man. Everything needs to be symmetrical and everything needs to look great. Okay, so now we gonna go in here with this too, man. I'm really going against the hair. You want to cut against the hair to get off the most hair that you possibly can, and to make sure you're smoothing everything out right. Going in with this tool all the way open, it looks like I'm blending down. I don't want to keep going up on the fade, so we're gonna blend down on this one. To my beginner barbers, find you a system and slow down. Do not try to rush these steps. Okay, I'm blending down so I don't prevent my haircut, so I can prevent me going up way too high. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in close, kind of just plucking out the motion, open half close, close half open until it's completely blended out. And I'll do that and I'll work down to a 1, and we'll do the same thing. I'll go in close half open until the shit is completely blended out. Make sure you're starting below the line, flick below the line until you get to the line. And as you guys can see, going through the motions, it is lightening up on the darker spot where I set it in with a trimmer. It's actually lighting up. After this, though, I will be going in with a half guard. And this is why it's really important to learn you guys' guard system. You should know exactly where you're at, how high to go up, and if you happen to go too high up, then you should know the next guard to kind of blend that back out. So even if I mess up, I'm never really messing up because I know how to fix my mess ups to where the client will never even know. So now we're gonna get back in there with a half guard, man. We'll start close and do my little motion open or close half open until it's all the way completely bent out. You know my motto, start at the bottom of the line, flick up to the line until the line is completely blended out. And we're gonna work our way all the way around this man's head. As you can see, it's starting to lighten up that line. The last thing we want to do is create more lines and create more work for ourselves. So this is where you really want to slow down and know your system. If you don't have a system, figure one out. My system will be a little bit different from the next man's system, but find your system and what works for you, and this will make it a whole lot easier when you're trying to blend hair. So you know how to refer back to wherever it is if you get lost into the haircut, because it's super easy to get lost into the haircut. Here we go, you guys. The most important part of the haircut is the hairline. So we want to make sure everything's combed out. Use whatever spritz, use whatever kind of liquid razor you will want to use to make sure this line is going to be crispy. I like to start in the middle of the head, kind of what I consider being in the middle is like in between the eyebrows. In between that part, that's the middle of the head, and we'll start there and go to the highest side of the hairline. That way, we don't have to try to work against ourselves, and it's just easier if you start at the highest point of the hairline. And most people already has that. A lot of people have that. I have that. A lot of people have that shit. So start in the middle of the haircut and then work your way out. And then once you get that nice and crispy, you start on the bars. As you can see, we're working on the bars and just trying to get everything kind of dialed in right here. The hairline is already crispy, bro. He's already crispy. All I gotta do is make sure I can duplicate the same thing on one side to the other side. And how we do that is kind of like stand in the middle and kind of like look at both sides at the same time. You really want to make sure this part is on point, because this will make or break your haircut. I really hope that you guys found some value out of this. If you guys did, like, comment, subscribe. There will be more coming. There's always more coming. And I will see you guys next time in the chair. Peace. I'm out of here, man.